Ha eachtarí go maith fata ag ALBA an nimig farpas rui, agus sí Hannah Ryding an áhrúnach a ha brisig troia ag club gifnach mar hua.
So when I was younger, I mainly did swimming. I really enjoyed that, but not to a huge extent. And I also did tennis lessons, but I didn't actually start running until I was 11. I started running with my dad when I was in primary 6, and I realised I really enjoyed it. So I joined my primary school running club, and they encouraged me to join my local running team, which is Gheibh North. And I took part in multi-sports, which is long jump and shot put, which I was not very good at. So, but I really enjoyed the longer distances, so I joined the junior endurance team in Gheibh North. It was just, it de-stresses me, and I really enjoyed challenging myself and feeling like I've accomplished something. And I just love being part of the team and just the social aspect of training people with similar interests, but also just makes me feel better physically and mentally. I love being part of the team. It's a great atmosphere and everyone's so friendly and the coaches are so supportive, and yeah, I just love it.
Ha Hannah tainig for stúr sewn van Olympicach Lynn McDougall, a ha tàr-dhùthaich go hort gan ácanach.
Well, Hannah's really good on both the track and the cross country, so it's great to have that kind of potential in your group and have someone to work with that you can see that can maybe go on and do well in their seniors as well in their athletics. So it's really good to have someone to work with like Hannah as well, who's so committed to her sport.
She's an amazing support. She regularly gives me advice, like face to face or by email. And she gives me advice on like tactics and the mental aspect and just with my training and racing in general. She tells me of her experiences and how she coped with certain situations herself, and I can relate to her because she competed at my age as well. And obviously she ran in the world cross country as well, and I think in Madrid and Rome as well. And she's Olympian, so she's got great experience on the track.
It's so long ago, though, they don't know any of the athletes or any of the people I was competing against. But yeah, I tried to use some of my own experiences where I feel it can be beneficial for them. Their lives are quite different now compared to the 80s, but I think there's a lot of things that are the same in terms of how you might approach a race or competitions or training and how to fit in things around your schoolwork, etc. So try and pass on bits and bobs when I can.
Nach Hannah son a hiadúid leiscipe breichting ag farpas tàr-dhùthaich na crinne an Australia, for an dúdi eileas príseal a rui an a suíochuch dudh.
It was so surreal and just an amazing experience, and I'll never forget it. And it was an honour to be part of the GB team and just being surrounded by so many incredible athletes around the world. Yeah, it was mixed emotions. I was really excited, but I was also quite nervous, but I knew I had to do it because it's a brilliant opportunity. It was my debut. I've never represented them before, and it was a goal I really wanted to try and achieve. Yeah, it was really different. It was 36 degrees heat when I was running, so yeah, it was completely different to Scotland, but it was also a very hilly course, and there was actually some people collapsing due to heat exhaustion. So my breathing did feel quite different, and it did feel quite faint, but I was just really pleased to finish the race and in the position I did. And just, we also used cooling methods and different things before it, which was really different. So I think I gained a lot more independence, and just it boosted my confidence, and I realised that each athlete has their own individual way of training and preparing for a race. Yeah, pleased. I think I was second in the GB team, so I was for under 20 girls, so I was really pleased, and just getting through the race and yeah, just being there in the first place.
That was a massive moment for Hannah because it was her first GB vest, and also she hadn't done as well earlier on in the season where there was another opportunity to get a GB vest. So to come back from that disappointment and be able to get a GB vest and compete at the highest level was really, really important for a learning experience for how she might cope as an athlete, because a lot of it is about dealing with disappointment and moving on from that and being resilient. And she competed really well in Australia as well. It was a big learning experience for her to go out there and be on her own and compete in an entirely different environment. It was 34 degrees and here we are in our summer and it's like 10 degrees here, so she coped really well with that, so I think she can build on that going forward.
Ha clubichin mar gythnach ma hua son slia gudriach sarfach ala hocal de lúchleisichin colach vi Hannah. Agus a Hannah mar ha eit amas yn y chwyd roichbe son a vi a farbish ag a nida as arstje.
The club structure in Scotland, I think, has got a real big impact on why we're doing so well with our senior athletes, because there is that structure to try and get young athletes through a pathway, and that's what we are certainly doing at Gheibh. We've got a lot of really good coaches and a big group of young athletes who are all working together to try and do the best that they can to move up to the seniors.
Yeah, I would quite like to improve my times for 1500 and 3000, so I'm potentially selected for the under-20 European champs and maybe the cross-country European championships, but that's in the winter, so it's a wee while away. I would love to continue with my running and just keep improving, but also just be able to represent GB again and Team Scotland, and also just continue representing my club, Gheibh North.
I think she can achieve as much as she wants to. She's making good, steady progress, and I think that's the main thing as well. You get a lot of youngsters who are very good 13, 14, 15, and Hannah was, but she's managed to maintain that all the way through now that she's becoming a young senior or in under 20. So if she can continue to make that progress, then she's got a good chance to succeed as a senior.